Okie dokie. Hey there, everyone. It's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Hi, hello. We're out here just doing another walk and chat, vlog and walk, chat and vlog. Try to respond to some more comments and get this boy for a walk. We got set up to go for a walk earlier and it started downpouring and a bunch of lightning and it was crazy. It was really coming down. So I was like, Apollo, we have to wait until the storm clears before we can go. So it just cleared up a little bit ago. Have some slightly clear skies coming out over from the west. So I was like, let's get out here, let's get going, let's respond to some comments. And at first I was like, let me put him in the car so we can go either off leash or somewhere else. But I'm like, oh, it's gonna be muddy, muddy, muddy if we go anywhere nearby. So I was like, let's do around town. But yeah, I had today off. Today's Monday, the 29th of September at the time of filming this. And yeah, make sure to let me know how you're doing. I'm not sure when this will go up. I'm trying to space out some of my videos for the next few weeks while I am traveling. So I still have 11 days before I leave. So I'm hoping I can get, I keep saying, I'm going to do a whip and chat. I'm going to do a whip and chat. So I might do one tonight. We'll see. But try to get a few more vlogs filmed and whatnot. That way you have content there for you throughout the month of October while I am gone. I'm only gone for 10 days total, I think. Yeah, 10 days total in October, but I'm going to be doing a lot of, I've said this a bajillion times, but I'm going to be doing a lot of editing and work on the other channel. So I don't know what I'll have time for here. I'd also like to start doing responding to your comments videos on the other channel. I just don't know what format I'll do that in. I keep thinking I'll do it while I'm at a park. That's kind of hard to do, I've discovered, because I've tried twice now. Because of the fact that there's a lot of people, of course, and it's pretty loud at a theme park, and they play a lot of top 40 hits at theme parks, so I don't want to get a copyright strike having all that music in the background. So I just don't know how I'm going to do it. If I'm just going to sit at the table and respond to comments with the camera facing me for half an hour, or what. I just don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'd like to start responding to comments over there because there's a lot. Well, a decent amount, a couple videos worth at least. So, but anyway, I'm doing well. I got a chance to go live earlier today for the Pinup Paint Along, kind of a finale wrap up. But I was having so many technical difficulties getting the live stream set up that I was pretty flustered at the beginning, but I was able to kind of chill out by the end of it. But we went for a little over an hour and I couldn't figure out how to do random comment picker. How about on my phone? And so I will be, by the time you see this, this will have been long gone, but I need to post in the community tab the winner for the giveaway and pick the winner for the giveaway. And hopefully by the time you hear this, the winner will have already reached out to me and I will have already shipped it. Hopefully, we'll see. So yeah, but I figured we'd walk around today, get some comments responded to, and my phone was low on battery when I walked out of the house. So I have my giant charging brick here with us, as well as my phone. So I'm charging my phone as we're walking. But I'm hoping, we'll see. I don't know if I want to carry this around with me the whole time. So I'm hoping I can chat with you for the first part, let this charge up. We'll drop the charger off at the house and then keep going. Because this thing is like, it's a brick. I mean, I can put it in my pocket, but it is a brick that I'm going to be carrying around with me. So anyway, yeah, I hope everything's going good. Things are going good here. Had the day off. So I'm back to work Tuesday through Friday this week. And then weekend off. And then next week I work Monday through Thursday. And then I'm off on my trip. So, yeah. That'll be good. Hold on, potty break. We are good to go. Come on, baby. So yeah, I have it in my pocket right now, and it's just this like giant brick. Let's see what we're at, percentage-wise. We're at 60. We'll go up to the park and let him jump around and stuff, and then I'll see where we're at charge-wise. Luckily, it charges fast. I was at 40% when we left, right before we left the house, so it moves quickly. I love this thing. It was like 20-something bucks. It's a hot deal. So I'm hoping it does me well while I'm traveling. So anyway, and there's karaoke happening tonight at 7:30. Tanner, my buddy Tanner, has been doing karaoke every Monday, and I'm on this group chat for karaoke. Now, I've met a couple of the people in the karaoke chat, but not everyone. It's a pretty big group. So I put in there today, I was like, hey, is anyone going to karaoke? Because I was like, maybe I'll go today. And then Tanner can't go. So I'm like, oh, I've met most of these people just once. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go do karaoke with a bunch of people that I've just met once, or if I'm just going to wait for the next time Tanner goes. And then also I'm like, what if I don't recognize someone that I have met there once before? And so I walk into this karaoke bar and I don't recognize anyone, and I end up going and not talking to somebody that I is in that group chat, and I don't want to seem like I snubbed them just because I can't remember them. So, and then I'm like, well, what if they're awkward, they don't feel comfortable being like, hey, Anthony, it's me, this person, come sit over here, you know? So I'm like, I don't want it to be weird. So I'm like, maybe I just won't go, and I'll just wait for the next time Tanner goes and try to commit everyone's faces to memory. There's, I think, 10 people in that group chat, and I did put the question in there. Tanner said no, and only one other person said they'll be there, and I'm like, what if I don't recognize that person and we're sitting like a table away from each other the entire time, and either neither of us realize it, or they think I'm being sassy by not saying hi, and it's not that. It's just like, I don't remember you. So I'm like, maybe I won't go. We'll see. I have so much editing and stuff I should be doing, so I might just wait for the next time Tanner goes. But yeah. So we'll get right into comments. I can use my phone while it's charging. I'll just, at some point, like to take this brick back. But anyway, so let's get into it. Okay. All right, so going into my last vlog, 194, Artemis, well, the last vlog that's been posted. Artemis says, wow, this took me back. Great vlog, and congrats on the new medal. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got it in the mail today. So if Editing Anthony has the desire to share it, or remembers to take a picture of it and pop it in here, please do so. But yeah. So I started a new challenge, and yeah, I have a year to get it done. So that'll be fun. And then Casey, that's me, says another beautiful walk with Apollo. Such a good boy. You are such a great dad to him. When I see you post a new vlog, I get happy. Thanks for sharing. Of course, thanks for watching. I love going on walks with him. Some days I'd rather go on short ones and just chill out the house, but he keeps me active and putting miles in. So, yeah. And Rhett says, I didn't know about the live until it was way over. I was unable to participate, but I do like your Henry Clive you're working on. Oh, thank you. So I've got some comments on the live that happened earlier today already, which is cool. Von Kaiser says, chiming in, the double-sided adhesive is great. I don't like slippery either, in regards to slippery glue. And you are still able to nudge them over a little when needed. The only thing that annoyed me with Koi's was the amount of colors. There was 223 colors in that kit that I gave to Vaughn. You don't need that much to get good detail. It was a first for me and an experience I was glad to have, but don't need it again. That's funny. Yeah, those high color counts, I just was like, I want to challenge myself. And now I'm like, I want it to be easy and I want to just relax when I'm diamond painting. And yeah, so I don't need hundreds of colors. I don't need super intense confetti. But that's the place I've put myself in with a lot of the kits I've purchased in the past as far as detail and confetti. But I just have to balance when I work on those with something that's a little bit easier. I actually chatted with Mia today. So today I had my live stream and then I wanted to get some laundry done. I wanted to finish the section I was working on Tropicana during the live stream and just get some general house stuff done and start thinking about moving. And so I guess we'll leave comments and go back to personal life stuff. So I don't think I mentioned this yet, but I have been talking with Alex and MJ, my friends Alex and MJ, Maverick's parents, because they have a house here in town about 4 minutes up the road that they purchased a couple years ago. And that house has a 2-bedroom apartment, mother-in-law suite, whatever you want to call it, above on the 2nd story. And it's got its own private entrance. It's got its own, like, technically address. It's like the address, but it's a half. And when they bought that house, there was tenants in it already. So the tenants left for a short time and they remodeled the entire upstairs. So it's new as of 2 years ago. And then the tenants moved back in and they've been there ever since. Well, they're moving out in March is the end of their lease and they're not renewing. So months ago, I talked to them about the potential of me moving into that space as just like a potential option. Ready? Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Good boy, good boy. And they were like, yeah, sure, absolutely. Just let us know if you actually want to do that so we can, make sure that we don't post it for rent, keep it available. And I was like, okay, I'll keep you posted. But at that time, I just didn't know. That's when I was thinking maybe I'd move out of state if I found a different job. But now I'm in this mindset where I want to stay in Colorado for a while longer. Ready? Up, up, because I do really like my job. Keep going. Go, go, go. Put that leg up. Good boy. Good boy. Look at him, such a cutie. You're so handsome. So I mentioned it like once more to them, like, just keep me in mind. And then I was hanging out with Alex last night and I was like, Alex and MJ, and I was like, okay, yes, I want it. Let's do it. So we hammered out some details. And so it'll most likely be April or May of 2026 that I move down the street. And it'll be it's going to be a really good situation because I get to stay in Golden, which is amazing. It's not that much more expensive than what I'm already paying now, which is also awesome. It's a 2-bedroom, so I'll have my office and craft room back, which is nice. They called it a shotgun style. So when you walk, it's just a long corridor. So you have the living area right when you walk in. Then you have the kitchen slash like little breakfast nook area. Then you have your little hallway with the bathroom, and then you have the first bedroom, but the next bedroom is behind it. So you have to walk through the first bedroom to get to the second bedroom. And they were like, "Is that going to be okay?" And I was like, "That's perfect for me, because in the first bedroom, I will put my office, and then in the back, which faces the mountains, I'll put my actual bedroom." So the only thing that would cause an issue is if and when I have guests over, I'd have to walk through that room to get to the bathroom. But I mean, who am I having over? And I don't have a second bed. It's just going to be an office. So if I did have someone crash at my place, I'd probably just keep them in the living room. So it's it's not a 3-story, 3-bedroom, 3-bath house that I'm currently in. It's a small 2-bedroom apartment, but it'll be just me. And that's the goal, you know. The other benefit is I'm going to be living above my two of my best friends. Alex is as an adult, it's like best friend. Like, what does that even mean? But I've known Alex for just under 20 years and spent most of my adult life hanging out with him. So yeah. And Maverick lives there, Alex's dog Maverick. So Apollo will finally have an uncle or an older brother. Maverick will be 13 next year, and Apollo will be 4. And so he'll have a play, and they play well together. They do well together. Maverick's kind of he's becoming a little bit of a curmudgeon-y old man, but they get along really well. And Apollo will have a fully enclosed, big backyard to run around in with a dog door as well, so he can come in and out as he pleases. So it's going to be pretty ideal, and I'm still going to be, like I said, just down the street. And there's several really nice parks on that part of town. There's access to the trail still, to South Table, just further down. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a win-win-win. And it's still affordable enough that I can still do these trips and travel. And it might even be easier because we can dog sit for each other much easier. I can just bring Maverick to the upstairs apartment and vice versa. So I'm nervous because change is scary and new things are scary. So I might not sound like I'm jumping for joy, but it is such a huge weight off my shoulders to know that I have that kind of locked in and know how much it's going to be. That way I can start thinking about, all right, maybe I can do a little bit more in Europe than I was thinking, because I'm not stressed about, oh, am I going to be moving a month before I'm leaving for Europe? Or am I going to be moving and not be able to do summer trips? Or I won't be able to afford summer trips because I'm trying to do, first and last month's rent and, all of that stuff. So knowing that that's all kind of locked, like good to go and off my plate, now I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will do a little California trip in December for Winterfest, or it's easier to think about that stuff without being like it all depends on moving. So it's a huge relief. I'll feel more relieved once it happens. It's the lead up that I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, hold on. I've got Jeff texting me, and I'm gonna run back. We're gonna head back to the house to drop this off. This charging thing, we're almost at 80, so we'll come down this block, go around, drop this off, and then we'll keep walking. So anyway, so that's a little life update. I don't even know why I brought that up? Oh, because we were talking about it in the live stream today. So, yeah. So yeah, Barb says, sorry I missed the live participating, just haven't shared any photos. Thank you. And that's no problem at all. If you'd like to share photos, you're more than welcome to. You can share them on Mia's Facebook group, because that's kind of where most of my peeps are there, along, you know, on her Facebook. So if you want to, you can. Otherwise, it's Instagram or email me, and I will try to put them up somewhere. I was thinking, you know what I'll do? We're already too far gone by the time you see this, but because I need to pick the giveaway for the pinup paint along, the giveaway winner, and I was like, maybe I'll just pick it and put it as a community post. But then I was like, maybe I will do a thank you wrap up, like a closing video, maybe in the first week of October, and I'll announce the winner and I'll share some of your progress photos. Let me do that. So what I'll do tonight, at the time of filming this is all long gone, so don't worry about it if you're listening. I'm just talking out loud. But tonight I'm going to put up a community post saying, hey, thank you all so much for participating in the pinup paint along. I will be doing a wrap-up video in early October, or a closeout video in early October, thanking everyone for participating. I'll be announcing the giveaway winner. If you have any progress photos or finished photos you'd like to share, please do so via Instagram or email by the end of whatever, or the end of the week or something like that. That way that gives people this time to send them, and then I can post that video. That also gives me the freedom to wait a few days before I need to film that. So that'll work out. I'll do that. It's a roundabout way of procrastinating because I need your involvement. But anyway, thank you for the comment. Mia says, hey, love, the retreat is from the 10th through the 13th of September, so 3 whole days, room and food included. Okay, that's good to know. So yeah, the retreat in Denmark for 2026 will be September 10th through the 13th. I believe that's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then Mia's birthday is on the 14th on a Monday. So I'm just trying to figure out, I was talking about how I'm going to do the rest of the Europe trip, if I'm going to leave in August, like late August, and do all of my theme park stuff except for Denmark, and then fly to Copenhagen, do the retreat, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days, do all Denmark, and then leave. And I think that's how it's going to go. So the retreat will be my break in between coaster stuff, which will be nice to kind of just chill out, you know. And then Monday will be Mia's birthday stuff, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be more coaster stuff. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'd probably want to leave Friday. That way that I have a full travel day to get from Copenhagen back to Denver, regroup on Sunday, and then be back to work on Monday. Okay, sorry everyone. So another life update. So the landlords at my current place, the landlord scheduled some time tomorrow to come do an appraisal of the house. And we don't know if he's refinancing or if he's selling. Joe hasn't asked. But he's coming tomorrow. So I was like, well, let me get Apollo over to Jeff to go with him into the office just to get Apollo out of the house. Because they said they're going to be here from 10 to 3 or between 10 and 3. I don't know if it would take 5 hours to do an appraisal. I don't know. I don't know the inner workings of it. But regardless, from 10 to 3, I was like, I don't want Apollo jumping on whoever this appraiser is and sniffing around and following them around. So let me get Apollo out of the house. So I'm trying to coordinate how I'm going to drop him off with Jeff. And so he was texting me. I'm trying to text him like, well, do you want him early in the morning before I have to work? Or do you want him closer to 10 and I can let my boss know that I need to step away to drop Apollo off? And so we were trying to figure all that stuff out. And so I was like, let me just call him because this is too much to text. So that's what I just did. I just called him so we could figure it out. But yeah. Okay, sorry, the battery died right as I was coming up around the house. Essentially, I was just saying I'm gonna come and go into the house and drop off that power bank so we can keep going. But yeah, it got my phone from 40% to 83% in that 20 minutes that we were chatting, and it only used, I think, 9% of its battery. So that thing is a beast, but it's as heavy as one too. So, but anyway, so yeah, they're coming to appraise the house tomorrow. So I was just trying to coordinate that with Jeff. So I'm going to drop Apollo off before work and then come home and probably work from home like I normally do until they show up. And then I'll bring my computer with me and I'll just ask them, hey, I just wanted to know, take your time, no rush. I just wanted to know how long you'll be at the house so I know when I should come back. And if they're like, oh, we'll be in and out of here in a couple hours, or we'll be in and out of here in an hour, then I'll just use that time as a lunch or whatever. And I'll just take my computer and go sit at a coffee shop or something. But if they're going to be there for 5 hours, then I'll probably just go into the office. So we'll see. Because I do have calls and stuff. So anyway, yeah. Come on, buddy. So anyway, that's kind of how that's playing out. Let's get back to these comments, shall we? So yeah, Mio was just talking about the logistics for the retreat next September. So yeah, I've just got to figure out how I'm going to work the rest of the trip around that. But thank you, Mia. And Marcia Silverman left a comment saying, I hear you on my live. Yeah, I was, like I said, I was having technical difficulties when I started that live, and I was like, I don't know if anyone can hear me. I don't know if anyone can see me. It wasn't recognizing my microphone. My computer wasn't recognizing my camera. StreamYard made me like revalidate my account or something because I haven't used it since May. And so it was like, you need to sign in. I'm like, okay. So I go to try to do that, and it's like, we need a 2-factor authentication. Here's a code. And it was just like a whole thing. So and then, like I said, camera was not working, microphone wasn't working. I was like, oh my gosh. So I wrote in the chat like, hey, I might have to cancel if I can't figure this out. And then I finally got it to work. Hop up. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Finally got it to work. So that was good. But anyway, Trin gives some heart emojis to my vlog 194. Now we're going back a year. Going back a year again. Lisa Noof says, it looks fantastic, Anthony. I too got to a DAC after working on a frustrating canvas because I know it will be a pleasure to do. That was in regards to my finish of Inspiration Peak. Yeah. Diamond Art Club's that good old standard. You know that you're going to get good quality. So that's always a go-to for sure. And Lisa says, what are you talking about? This turned out amazing. I think I was commenting that some of the enhancements that I had picked I wasn't super duper happy with, and I thought I went a little overboard, but everyone that's seen it seems to like it. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad for that people do like it. So, and then Tracy Cruz says, stop at Alberta. That was from my vlog 130. I think maybe I was talking about doing a Canada trip. Alberta's certainly on my list, and I will keep people posted when I do Canada or where I go to in Canada for sure. thank you for the comment. And Ethan Yaman says, what state is this? Is a year ago. I live in Colorado. And then Michelle Bryce says, thank you for sharing this beautiful piece. I'm so sad to hear that you're putting your unboxing videos on hold after the next one. I really enjoy watching your videos. Yeah, for sure. And it was for no other reason than it was just a lot, I think. And just how I wanted to do my unboxings and stuff. And the fact that I think at that time, I wasn't buying as much, or just, I don't know. There was a bunch of, you know me, I change my mind. I flip-flop all the time. I'm always thinking, like, what can I do different? What can I adjust here or there? And, ooh, just kidding, I don't want to do that. So there was a rash of unboxings I did, I think late last year, where I was like, I just want to unbox and film everything that's in my stash and just get it all out there, because I don't plan on buying very many more diamond paintings. And so once they're done, they're done. I won't have anything new to share because I won't be buying anything else. And in that time, since I said that, I think I've done maybe 10 or less new kits, or kits that were in my stash. I was like, oh, I forgot, I need to unbox that one. And at the time of filming this, I still need to post two recent purchases. But I think those are the only two kits, the only two kits I purchased since April of 2025. So I had a pretty good dry spell there, and will continue to have those types of dry spells unless something crazy happens during Black Friday. But yeah, I do have a custom that I ordered from Jaded Gem Shop. The YouTube channel that I'm a fan of, Coaster Studios, I am on their Instagram group chat that's associated with their Patreon. And occasionally I will post progress photos or finishes of my diamond paintings there. I'm like, hey, while I was listening to, this video or getting caught up on your channel, I actually got some progress done on the little crafting thing that I do called diamond painting, and I'll share. And Sarah from that channel was like, those are so beautiful. They always look so good. And I was like, yeah, if you ever want one done, let me know, like even just your logo. And she was like, that would be so awesome. I was like, yeah, just send me a high quality file of your logo and I'll send it up for a custom. I'm happy to do one. So they sent me one and I submitted it to Jade, and she sent me back some options, and I ended up going with the 50 by 70. So not too small, but not, crazy big. And so I told her, well, I paid for it already. I bought it. But I was taking a closer look at the rendering that she had, and their logo has a completely white background, like 5200 background. But the rendering looks like the computer might have selected an ivory or a beige, and I don't want that. I don't want it to be a beige background. It should be 100% white 5200 background. So I asked her about it. I bought it, and then I just double checked the listing, and I was like, ugh. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, can we make absolutely sure that the computer rendering did not select like an ivory or a beige background? It needs to be all white, all white. The background should be all white 5200. So I don't know if that means that I need to pay extra for a hand charting service for that to get cleaned up. And I'm fine doing that. I'm fine doing that if that's what it takes. But I mean, the image that I sent is very clearly a completely solid white background. There's no variation in color or tone where I would think the computer would get confused. Like there's no like shading or shadowing. It's just a flat white square with a logo on it. And so I believe that the background should be white. So when I saw that beige on the listing, I was like, uh-oh, So hopefully that gets fixed. If I am sent a kit that does not have an all-white background, I'll be asking for it to be redone. Like I said, I've said this before. I love Jade. Jaded Gem Shop is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, diamond painting shops of all time. But that doesn't mean that they get a pass. She gets a pass, and I'll overlook stuff like that. Like, I will always tell you straight up, like, hey, I noticed this, had me a little bit concerned. It's all about how that is resolved, you know? So I'm hoping that she sees those messages about the white background and makes that change before sending it to the manufacturer. Or she writes back and says, happy to do that. I'm gonna need another X amount of dollars for you to hand chart that out, fine. But what I don't want is no response and a beige kit. And if that happens, then I will screenshot the text messages I sent prior to it being sent to manufacturing and say, well, I asked if this could please be fixed. So we got to figure something out. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I did say directly, and I sent screenshots of the listing on the website. I said, here's the image that I sent you, and here's the render. One of them is all white, and one of them is ivory and beige. So we need to fix that. Again, if it costs extra money, happy to do it. But I'm not going to give that my friends, their own logo with the coloring being all off. So we'll see, but I got it in a square 50 by 70. So we'll see. Okay. Doretta says, hi, hopefully I'll be able to participate. This was for Muka Mania last year. I don't have Muka, but maybe I can find some funds to purchase one. I'm retired and on a fixed income. Yeah, absolutely. Please don't feel pressured to buy a kit to participate in any events that I do. I think the most important, or the thing that I appreciate most, is people engaging in the content for the event. You don't need to go out and buy something, spend money that could be better served elsewhere. Please don't feel that way. I never want anyone to feel like, oh, you have to pay to play, Now, for Muka Mania, you do have to register and be working on a Muka for the giveaways, but you can join in on the live streams. You can, whatever there is there, please, don't feel like, oh, I don't have one, so I'm not going to join the live. Absolutely not. I want everybody there. And we'll be doing 2 live streams for Muka. So the announcement video should have already gone up by the time you see this. And I'm going to include the Google Form sign-up sheet, so you have between when that went up and November 1st to watch it and sign up. So you're just signing up saying, hey, starting November 1st, this is what I'm working on. Even if it's October 6th and you're signing up. It's for November. The event's November and December. And then I'll do a kickoff video November 1st. Live stream at the end of each month. The end of November, the end of December. And that's pretty much going to be it. I was thinking I was going to do another research video, but I'm like, I kind of already did my dive on Muka last year. So I'm not sure what else I would want to get into. So I'm just going to keep it casual, keep it easy breezy, and we'll just do a couple live streams and see how that goes. And maybe in the future, we'll see what happens with the future. But I'm going to try this more easy breezy, just one live stream a month, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so Doretta, please don't feel like you need to or have to. No worries, no worries. Parthanarajan says, the water park seems like so much fun. Thank you for sharing this experience from my Water World trip. And Alley Cat says, wonder how long we have to go until you have additional unboxings. I'm one of those that waits to open a kit until I'm ready to work on it. Oh, okay. So you don't open a kit at all until it's time to go. And I open my kits as soon as I'm ready for an unboxing. So I think, like I said, I did a huge rash of unboxings. I had like one back to back to back in like October and November of last year. I had them just going and going, just trying to like, unbox my whole stash. And then once that was done, I was like, all right, well, you probably won't see one for a good long while because I don't plan on buying any diamond paintings. And I think I might have had a few more early this year. And then, like I said, I haven't purchased any since April. So the first ones that you will have seen, probably have already seen this month in October. Those are the first ones I've purchased since April. So, and I don't think I'm going to unbox that custom because it's the logo for a different YouTube channel about theme parks that I'm doing as a gift. So I don't think it's necessary to unbox that. So maybe after Black Friday, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Diamonds and Doberman says, new sub. I bought this recently on a restock. Is there a review of this? Just curious. This was unboxing of Secret Temple by Image World. No, there isn't. And that was a comment on an even older unboxing, and that comment was a year old, and I still have yet to work on that kit. So yeah, another thing I did today is, so I was talking about what I was getting done around the house and did the live stream, and I was struggling with that. So I wanted to get some chores done, wanted to make a grocery store run, which I got done. But one thing that has been on my task list was my stash. What did I want to do with my stash? I need to figure out what I want to de-stash. Am I going to film a stash video for 2025? And I landed on no. I'm not going to do a stash video for this year. It's just going to be a big transition year with all my de-stash stuff. And just thinking about moving all of that stuff out of the garage and then into the house to film a stash video, then back out to the garage knowing that I'm going to have to move them again in the next 4 to 6 months. I was like, absolutely not. I don't want to have to pick them up, move them into the house just to talk about them on a video, put them back, and then in a few months' time, pick them up again, move them to a new place. So I was like, that's too much. So I'll do a stash video after I've moved for 2026, if, granted the channel's still around. And we'll reassess then. But to move to do all the work, hours of work of moving and filming and moving it back again, that just seems silly. So, and especially since I'm trying to do a pretty major cut in my stash. So a lot of that stuff I'll have in my stash, film it, and then it'll be gone next year. So I'm like, let's just wait till I reset my stash after I move, and then I can decide if I want to do it. I'm going to turn you off right now because this is going to be really loud. So hold on. Okay. Sorry, everyone. There was a fire engine going by, and I was like, oh, that's going to be so loud. Let me pause you. So yeah, I'm not going to do a stash video for 2025. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's too close to when I'm planning. Yeah, it's just, nah. It's a bummer because I know people really like stash videos, and if I look at my most watched videos of all time, the top 3 are the 3 stash videos that I've done in the 3 years that I've been diamond painting. So to miss a year kind of sucks, but I'll do it as soon as I'm moved and settled and feel ready to tackle that. I will, and hopefully this is after my de-stash, so my stash should be significantly smaller. So anyway, so I was on my live and Mia was chatting. She's like, well, if you have today off, then we should chat. Or if this week is quiet, we should chat. I was like, well, do you want to just chat after the live? And she's like, yeah, sure. So we ended up talking for like almost 3 hours because I just had her in my ear while I was folding laundry and doing dishes. And I even made her listen to me vacuum for a minute. I was like, I gotta get this vacuumed up. So I'm so sorry for the noise. Give me like 2 seconds. And so I vacuumed, and then I was like, well, the only thing I have left to do is hit the grocery store, is to hit the grocery store. Apollo, can you sit? Hey, can you sit? Thank you. And it's green, or it's white. Is hit the grocery store, and I need to vacuum my room, but that's going to be more of the long-term vacuum. Like, it's not just a few seconds. So I'm not going to do that while I have you on the phone. Like, what else can I do? And, I don't want to, I was like, I'm just not ready to I'm not done gabbing with you. So I was like, you know what? If I'm not doing a stash video, I still need to update my tracker with any kits that aren't on it. And I'd like to go through and highlight the ones that I'd like to destash. I at least like to do that. So I was like, let me get your help. And I'll ask you, I was just asking her if she knew if that kit was discontinued or if it was in high demand, and also I was like, if there's any ones that are on your wish list that you would like me to destash so you have a chance at them, I will be flexible in that way. Just please don't make it any Yumeis, and please don't make it any Ivy Dollamores. We didn't go through all that, but essentially I was like, because you're helping, or anytime, it's Mia. It's Mia. I'll just say that. It's Mia. And so if she was like, hey, if you're thinking of destashing this, I'd like first dibs, then I'll do it for her. I don't want to do that for everybody because I want everyone to have a chance to bid on the auction. But, whatever. It's Mia. Sorry, everyone. Which she only had 2 kits that I had that were on my potential destash that she was interested in. So it's not a big deal. And I think the kits that she said, oh, that's on my list, are still in stock, and you can just get them, So it's not a big deal. She didn't earmark a bunch of discontinued kits, so it's not the end of the world. Anyway, so I went down into the basement and pulled up all of my kits that don't fit in the garage because I have too many. And I added them to my tracker. I moved things over that were whips that are now finished. I moved things out of the stash column that are now whips are finished. So I just cleaned it up. I haven't touched that thing in months. So I think I ended up with saying I had 147 or 146 kits that are in my stash that are not either whips or kitted up, not started. Those are just untouched kits. 147. And we went through I went through with her and made some selections. Started in the house with the ones that are in the basement, and then went down outside into the garage with my computer and went through all those. And I ended up with I think it was 30. And she's like, that's a really good start. And I was like, no, Mia, I told myself I would get rid of 50 to 60 kits. So I need to pick 20 more, another 20 or so. And I was like, okay, this is tough. We have to make some really difficult decisions here because I want to be under 100. And I never want to be over 100 again. And this is just personal. I'm not trying to call anybody out for their stash. This is just, I am spending less time diamond painting. My interest in the content creation around diamond painting has kind of waned in favor of some other stuff, and I'm spending less time diamond painting, so it makes even less sense to have a stash that big. I've completed 60 diamond paintings in the 3.5 years that I've been diamond painting. I've completed 60 kits, and I have 147 in my stash. So if we do the math there, it would take me 7 years and a couple months to finish everything I have currently in my stash, approximately. I have some kits in my stash that are 60 centimeters by 280 centimeters, and they're heavy confetti. One of my whips is 120 by 130 heavy confetti. So those kits probably throw it off by, each of those would probably throw it off by a year. So let's say more accurate would probably be close to 10 years of diamond paintings that I have sitting in my stash. If I kept up the same pace I have been. And I haven't. I'd say I've been spending probably 30 to 40% less time diamond painting. So my stash would probably take me 13 to 15 years to get through. So I would be 55, 56 years old before I got through what I already have. And that's if I never bought another one. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So I gotta get rid of some and put them in hands that somebody might really take some value out of, who will start on it relatively soon, who's really been looking for it or wants to score a hot deal on something, rather than it sitting in my garage or wherever I move in the next decade and a half. So I just put myself in a bad spot. So anyway, so I was like, okay, so I went through and I picked the ones that I just know I'm not interested in. Either I got them on sale, so the auction will be very, very low, the starting bid, or, you know, they're just, I know in my heart that I'll keep passing them up for something else. So I kept all my Yumeis, I kept my Ivies, I kept my Jenny Lees, I kept most of my Abraham Hunters, which I don't have a ton of. I kept most of my Color Out of Places. I kept most of my Image Worlds. Like, there were certain artists that I was like, yeah, no, I like that way too much. But so I ended up getting rid of a lot of kits. I can actually cover a few of them. You know what? Never mind. Let's keep doing comments, because that'll just be a whole rabbit hole. But anyway, so I picked like 30 something, a combination of some diamond art clubs, but mainly some Distracted by Diamonds, most of them, some like one diamond painting shop, Creativity Squirrel one, a couple Jaded Gem shops, and like the one diamond dots that I had. And I was like, okay, that's 37. I was like, I need like 20 some odd more. So I really had to dig deep and make some tough calls on some kits that are beautiful. They're beautiful, but then I'm like, it might be better served in someone else's hands. So I ended up with 51 kits out of my 147 that I have. So that'll leave me with just less than 100 if I was to sell all of them. I may continue to cut that down, and make some really painful calls with my Jaded Gem Shop kits, because they are so big and so detailed. So I might have to make some tough calls there. The only thing is that I was talking to Mia about this. I'm like, yeah, but those kits, because they're Jaded Gem Shop prices and they're the biggest options, I paid, most of those I paid $120 to $160 for. I don't know if anyone's going to bite on that high of an, obviously I'm not going to ask for what I paid for them, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to ask for more than I would for like a DAC or something that's half the price, So I'm like, I don't know if anyone would bite on those higher ticket items. Plus shipping and all of that stuff. So I'm like, I don't even know if anyone would want those. Because, with Diamond Art Club, it's, 60 to 80. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. I won't have done the D-stash by now, by the time you see this. So you'll have to let me know if I should just put it out there and see what it happens, or just not worry about them. Because I was like, maybe I'll even put Last Supper up, because I just don't know when I'll ever do that kit. But that kit is, like I said, it's a 60 by 280 centimeters, and I paid $260, I think, for that one kit. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I had to make some tough decisions with some DACs that I would really like to keep. but I'm gonna let them go. And I made a couple decisions with some Dreamer designs. I think I kept all of my Ivans, but I let go of some other ones. So yeah, 51 kits, and that'll make me feel a lot better. I mean, I'll still have 90 something, which still takes up a ton of space, but to cut the stash by a third, or a little more than a third, will be nice. And who knows, by the time I get around to destashing, this is what I did last time. Before I did the destash, I was like, you know what? Put it in there. I know people are gonna want it. I know people are looking for it. Throw it in there. So I could see myself throwing another 10 to 20 in the mix right before, or shortly before the destash. But it was already painful enough today. So I was like, yeah, let me hold off. But yeah, if I could get it down to 75, that would be even better. So, but my Yumeis, no one will touch those. My Ivies, no one's gonna get their hands on those. And my Jenny Lees probably are another absolutely not. But there were some ones on the destash list that were easy for me to let go of, that I know that Mia was like, oh, that one is very popular, so you're gonna want to list that accordingly. One of them was Christine by Hannah Lynn. That one was an easy yes for me to destash. And then Dreaming of a Better Tomorrow by Jeremiah Kettner is on the list for destash. Lost Oasis by Nathaniel Mortensen is on the list. There was one or two other ones that she confirmed for me is discontinued. Oh yeah, one was called, it's an Image World kit, and it's called like Ship in the Night by Image World. That one's going to be on the destash. So there was quite a few that she's like, yeah, I would just pay attention to the ones that are completely discontinued. Apollo pulled me so hard. Just keep an eye on those, because you might want to start the bidding a little bit higher. That way you're not spending so much time with bids, then you'll get the serious bidders, So I was like, okay, that's good to know. But yeah, I got rid of so many kits that I bought that were just like, oh, I need another kit for free shipping, but I think it's really cute. So many of those that are on the list. And I had to just narrow it down to like, what are the ones that you will be very sad if you never get to do? And there's a few of those on the destash, and there might be another dozen or so. I'm just ready to let go of the stash collection phase for me of diamond painting and just work on what I have left. And who knows if I'll even be interested in diamond painting partway through what I have left. But having nearly 150 kits is, yeah. I'm not overwhelmed by it, like, oh, my stash is so huge. It's just doing the math and how my interest has been in the craft recently has just completely changed. And I think a lot of part of me building a stash was related to having content to share. I want to have unboxings to share and talk about the new Diamond Art Club this, and they have a new drill that, and special release this, and limited that, and, you know, and wanting to share and keep up with the other content creators on having things to share. And now I don't really care. Well, not that I don't care. My interest is waned. Let's flip around. So it's like, well, I'm not diamond painting as much. I'm not interested in keeping up with the Joneses anymore. I don't really have, I'm not dying to get my hands on the latest, greatest, this and that from Diamond Art Club. I'm not the type of person anymore that is buying just to buy, you know, just to say you have it. So all of this can go. All of this can go, and if I can make a couple bucks off of it towards my to put it towards my Europe trip, that's great. That's exchanging one hobby for another, for my past interest for a current interest. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see if I can force myself to let go of like 10 to 20 more, and get it to like a good, like maybe 70 kits or something, then I'll be happy. I'll be sad letting them go, but I'll be happy that once I've packaged them and mailed them off and have some time to grieve, I'll be like, okay, that's also kind of a weight off my shoulders. So yeah, I can't believe some of those kits I was going through. I was like, I can't believe I bought this. This was like the 4th canvas that I bought from Diamond Art Club, and it's still here, like Sakura Festival. I'm like, it's still here. And I bought that in like 2022. It's still sitting here, waiting for me to work on it. So, and the fact that I've only had 60 finishes in my day, it feels like so much more. It feels like so much more that I've completed, but nope. Only 60 kits done, and I've purchased and destashed probably 200, between purchasing, destashing, and throwing away kits that didn't work for me. I'm sure I've purchased around 300 kits in 3 years, 3+ years. I'm sure I purchased close to 300, and I did 60 of them, so let's say 240, and I currently have 147, so right around 90 to 100 kits either were destashed or thrown away. So yeah. Those aren't good stats. Those aren't good stats. It just means that I need to be way more selective with what I work on, or I should have been way more selective with what I work on, not overbuy, and not get enabled or pressure myself into purchasing for the sake of trying something new or different, or a shop owner pops up on my channel and I feel obligated to, you know. Because so let's just say it's 100. I lost 100, and let's just say we're being conservative here, and saying I spent $55 on each one. So $5,500 in potential lost. Well, I mean, if I destashed some of those, I got a portion of that money back, so it's not 100% loss, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So just kind of running those numbers, it's like, eesh, that could have been your Europe trip right there in kits that you threw away or let go of. So I have to keep thinking of it in those terms to like, just be chill, you know? So yeah, but we'll see how the stash goes, the destash goes. I just need to coordinate with Mia on when I'll do it, and I have confirmed that I will be doing it auction style, So it'll be live streams, and I'll most likely be doing 2 and splitting them up into 2 batches because it's going to be a lot. If we try to do that on a single live, I'd be talking for hours and hours and hours. And so Mia's going to help me. I'm going to reach out to Mary and see if she might be willing to help too. So if it's just Mia, then Mia will be keeping an eye on the chat and be the one to call out the increments, like who's bidding. And so essentially, I'll have my Google Doc together. I'm going to number them 1 through however many there are, so you know which ones are coming up when. And I'm just going to do them in alphabetical order by the title of the kit. So it's not going to be all Diamond Art Club, then all this. It's just luck of the draw on what the title of the image is. And we're just going to go down the list. And I'll say, okay, next up is Dreaming of a Better Tomorrow by Jeremiah Kettner. This is a blah, 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 blah. From DAC, this size to this size, square drill, these enhancement drills. And it is currently discontinued. Starting bid is this number. All right, when I say go ahead and start putting in your bid for $1 increments. So let's say the starting bid is $55 or $60, whatever. So I'll say starting bid is $60. So then Doretta says 60, and then Lisa says 61, so on and so forth. So we'll do it dollar increments. And then once we have a bid, like let's say we're like, okay, we've got $73 to Lisa. Then if there's no additional bids, we'll do the going once, going twice. It's Lisa's. And I will have a Google form that will be linked throughout during the chat. And that Google form will have, you put your mailing address, name and mailing address, as well as the kit or kits that you selected. And then I will, and your email address, and I will return your submitted form, or I will respond with the total cost plus shipping to your address, and then send you a PayPal invoice with that. And you have, I think last time I said a week, so you have a week to pay it, and then I will print your shipping label, ship it out to you, and that's that. I ship all my kits in these white bags. If you've ever received a Jaded Gem Shop order, I use the same bags she does. She's the one that sent me the link for them. So I use the same ones she does, and I do my best to keep them all nice and wrapped up and tight so it looks like it's coming from an actual shop. And I'll most likely be doing some goodies for each person that purchases. Will get goodies. And that's what I did last time. Someone would have a successful bid on a kit, and I'd say, okay, I'd have one goodie for every kit. So I'd say, okay, pick a number between 1 and 75. And you'd pick that number, you'd give a number, and then I'd say, congratulations, you won a putty or a pen or something. But I don't really have many extras right now because I don't collect accessories anymore. So I'll probably ask Mary how much it would cost for her to do a bulk order and be like, I need 75 sample size Mary Muds. How much is that going to set me back? And just do something like that. I should call her about that ahead of time so she has time, because that many Mary Muds is a lot. Maybe I'll do, I don't know. I'll have to figure out. But I'd like to have little gifties. Maybe not for each kit, but maybe for each order. I don't know. I still need to figure out that portion of it, the giveaway part. But I'll do something fun like that too. A fun little add-on to throw into your order. And that's that. So then we just go down the list, A through Z, of all the kits, and once they're gone, they're gone. Anything that I have left over that nobody took the bait on, or took the bid on, I guess both, nobody took the bait on, then they'll go back into my stash and we'll try again maybe in the future, or I decide to do something else with them. But so similar to what I did last time, but now it'll be an auction style, and we'll go from there. But I'd ideally like to get this done before Black Friday, because I know, like, I want, if there's a kit that someone's been dying for and it's on their unicorn wish list, then I'd like to make that available to them. So maybe they're like, okay, well, I was gonna buy this other kit since I can't get my hands on the one I actually want. I'm just gonna get that. But if Dreaming of a Better Tomorrow or Christine was available, I'd much rather have that instead of getting a Black Friday kit that I don't like as much. Essentially, I just want to get in front of that so people have the opportunity to get something off their unicorn list if it's on there. So that means that I've got to get that figured out soon, like real soon. I'll take a look at my days off at work, and maybe I'll put that on the calendar and just commit to doing a D-stash in November, because I'd like it all taken care of and shipped before I have to move. So, okay, I think talking this through got me to committing to do a D-stash and do my D-stash in November. Oh, stressful times. Just a lot going on. Sorry about that motorcycle. I was like, I don't know how to... I should have just stopped recording. Maybe I'll cut that out. We'll see how loud it is. Okay. All right, well, now that I talked about destashing for 30 minutes and didn't respond to comments, let's respond to comments. Jolly Renee says, what an amazing day. Glad you let us join you. That was for my Waterworld trip, of course. And Diamond Technician says, not John Poomble Booty. I literally cackled, yeah. I was trying to remember John, I think it was Pembleton is, I think, his name. But yeah, I couldn't remember. And then Michelle Callender says, I love the color palette in this piece for Inspiration Peak. Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. Thanks for watching. Then we have Barb Paisley says, working on Moon by Mooka from Diamond Painting Shop for the Pinup and Mooka Mania events. Still working on my painting with the Masters, or Summer with the Masters, 24-25 Psyche Entering Cupid's Garden by John Williams Waterhouse. And talk about confetti. I want both color blocking and confetti in my paintings, but OMG, I did one section this week that included 60 of the total 64 colors. I feel ya. I'm determined to finish this by the end of 2025. It's beautiful. That was just commented a few hours ago, so it kind of got mixed up with the rest. But that's awesome that you've got Moon for the Mooka Mania event. That's awesome. Thank you for participating again this year. So again, hopefully by the time you see this, the announcement video and the sign-up sheet are already ready to go for you in preparation for November. If you don't see it by now, I'm in trouble. Then going to my unboxing of Medi by Alphonse Mucha. Mia says, I love her. Yes, it's a bit dark, but otherwise stunning. Come on, Apollo. I'll have to order my kit soon so I can get here, so I will check out Jada Gem Shop and what she has to offer right now. I can't wait for Mooka Mania 2024. Woo! And I hope you're excited for 2025 as well. The way that's a little bit of a busier road, but it's less steep. Not in the mood for the steep today. Michelle Bryce says, we have regular Anthony, editing Anthony, and now overboard Anthony, and we love all three. I think as long as you like it and find enjoyment from it, it's all that counts for Inspiration Peak. Yeah, absolutely. I had a good time. There's a couple things, like I said, on that kit that maybe I just went too wild on, but I still think it turned out great. And then Casey, that's me, says, love your walks. You're amazing. I just really like your conversation. I can just diamond paint and listen. Thank you. Of course. Thanks for watching. And Lisa says, Anthony, this was so much fun. Your level of joy in this literally brought me happiness. Thank you for sharing with us. Of course. Waterworld is a blast. I will go there every year. As long as I live in Colorado, I will be going there. And Lisa says, hi, Anthony, that looked like a blast at Waterworld. I sure wish we had something like that here. Enjoy your summer. Thank you. I did enjoy my summer of 2024 and 2025. And Ethan Yaman says, just found you on my TV. Your table is blurry. Loved watching you anyway. That was in regards to my stash unboxing. Gosh, that must have been last year's. I don't remember. I think there was an autofocus on that. Maybe it was a little blurry. I'm not sure. But thank you. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for being here. Artemis says, I'm so happy you took us with you. My daughter and I are the only water babies in the family, and she's not old enough to theme park yet. It was nice and super nostalgic to see all the rides. I almost wanted to miss myself so I could pretend I was there. Anyway, thanks again. Of course, thanks for watching. And thank you for supporting the other channel as well. I've seen some comments on that side too, so that's awesome. And then Avery says, that was so fun. And then Becca's DP Journey says, Anthony, thank you so much for taking us with you to the water park. I enjoyed it so much. Some parts I was laughing at all, having so much fun. So thank you again. Of course, of course. And Leslie Diamond Paint says, so fun. Thanks for the video. Yeah, no problem. Thank you all for watching me do water slides and have nothing to do with diamond painting. And if you liked that video, you'll love Coaster Pursuit. A lot of the same stuff. So yeah, anything I can do to encourage people to hop over and check that out, because I'm very proud of what I've done so far on that channel. And I do think that most people that like me here will like it too, you know, especially if you're like, I just like listening along. It's still me yammering on, it's just a slightly different topic. So, and these days it's not, because that's all I seem to be able to talk about over here. So, then Miss Nikki says, I love that Garfield got a proper unboxing. He's adorable in his little snack size grumpiness. Yes, he is. But that one's on my D stash. But he's cute. He's cute. I just wasn't a Garfield kid. How about, so I got that kit because at one point I was like, oh, you know what? I'll do a how to diamond paint video series. This was like 2 years ago. I said I was going to do that, but well, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. So I was like, well, that can go. So up. Over here, not in the yard. You've been doing so good today. You stay right in line. There's nothing in that yard you need to sniff. Okay, and go. All right, again. Go. Woo! Okay, get down. Oh my goodness, he's such a little stinker. Okay. Linda Salazar says, hi, Anthony, Linda again. And yes, my other Tamara Dillampika kit is Portrait of Mrs. Allen Bott. I'm lighting non-vacation candles and saying prayers that this kit will work out for both of us. Also, thank you for suggesting I reach out to Jade to rechart the skin tone. I might just do that. Nice. And Grams says, love Garfield. This boomer remembers the daily comic strip by Jim Davis. I may just have to try to get this one. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're a good little snack size. They're a good little, snack price, easy to snag and pick up. So yeah, go for it. I think we'll turn here and start going down the alley just to avoid that road noise. And Teresa Reynolds says, double-sided adhesive. I must have forgotten what that was called at one point, I'm assuming. And Colette and Mishka, hi, says, thank you for this video. I love all the bling, but I definitely needed help with all of the things, most especially how to figure out the amounts needed to replace regular drills. I use the same type of storage containers, so bonus. By the way, your laugh is contagious. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That was how to select enhancement drills featuring DP with sparklers with Tima. I look back on that video as having so much fun. It was a pre-recorded video that Tima and I did, and I forget what the reason for the season was, but I wanted to do mixed drinks with her, like do a little sippy cocktail. I forget why, but she and I made like a little like cocktail mocktail together before we started talking about all the enhancement drills and stuff. And I forget why I wanted to do that, why I put her on the spot like that. There was a reason, there was some kind of theme that I was going for, but I don't remember. But I remember thinking like, Anthony, why did you do that to poor Tima? But I think she had a good time. I look back on that, filming that video fondly. I need to go back and watch it because she's such a sweetheart. And we talked about all things enhancements and the shop and all that stuff. It was great. I need, you know, if I am able to manage both channels, I'd love to keep doing those little spotlights like that. It's been so long. I don't even think I did one at all this year. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, I got to take a picture of this catio. So there's like all the cats hanging out on the catio. Why am I forgetting my own roommate's name? Maddie. I don't know. I was thinking Margie. Maddie was talking yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, about wanting to figure out how to do some sort of catio for Theo when they do buy a house, because he likes to go outside. He's not what I'd call an outdoor cat, as in he just can roam free. He'll run away, but he likes, like, they will take him on little walks on his little harness. He likes being put in like a little, like a little catio, or like they have like a little cage, I guess, that they'll set outside with them so he can be outside while they're reading and hanging out. He does like it. She's like, I wish we could do like a catio, that way he could just come in and out freely, but be in his little catio. And I was like, well, you do know there's one like 2 blocks away that's like giant and has like pictures of the cats and a little story about them and stuff. And she's like, no. She's like, we need to go exploring over there, Joe. I was like, well, next time I walk by there, if you haven't seen it, I'll take a picture. So, yeah. But yeah, that video with Tima was fun. The videos I've done with Jade, live streams and otherwise, were fun. I did one with Hannah over at Iterations Crafts, talking about her artistry. I've done one with Rose Profit Creations. I've done one with Rosa, who's a shop owner, as is Jade, as opposed to an artist. I've done one with Bex over at the Creativity Squirrel. I did a crossover video with Rachel Ray for her Conspiracy Tuesdays kind of crossover thing with Rachel Ray and Mr. Ray. So I've done, those are some of my favorites, is those like collab videos. So yeah, but we're at 5% battery, so I'm gonna pause you and I'll pop in another one. Okay. One second. We're back at it. But yeah, there's been so many of those that have been a lot of fun over the years. Doretta says, nice video. It reminded me of my time in the Army walking the trails in Fort Gordon. This was during one of my whipping jams where I was just marching along to music. Thank you. Michelle Bryce, I think that was your fastest unboxing video. LOL, I'm glad you are going to do a diamond painting tutorial, if you decide to do weekly Whippin' Chats, I would watch those too. So yeah, the tutorial idea just kind of faded away. I think I came up with that idea right before I moved to my current house, and it just kind of fell away, and I don't know if it'll come back. And yeah, the Whippin' Chats, so vlogs are almost always what I will do. I like doing Whippin' Chats. It's not like I dislike them, but if I can get 2 tasks done in one, I would like to do that. And so I prefer to walk with you guys and chat with you guys, respond to comments, give life updates as I'm walking around with Apollo. It just feels more natural for me to do this and talk to you all in this manner than to sit stationary at my table and just talk there. This feels like I'm on the phone with somebody, or, especially the responding to comments. I feel much more comfortable in this setting, talking to you all, and doing my chats this way. Whippin' Chats, I don't dislike them, but when I diamond paint, an ideal diamond painting session for me is putting on a YouTube video or a podcast or an audiobook and just going to town, kind of just zoning out, doing my own thing. Whippin' Chats, I feel like I do work a lot slower, especially if I'm doing my responding to comments, then I'm looking up to look at the comment and don't forget to heart and like. And I sometimes feel like when I'm doing Whippin' Chats, I'm much more likely to be watching the clock. Like, okay, we've been doing this for 36 minutes. Okay, let's keep going. All right, 46 minutes. Because, like I said, I'm much more comfortable just chatting freely and gabbing and going on and doing tangents and rabbit holes and completely losing the plot of what we're talking about when we're walking. I'm more apt to do that because I want to get the steps in. That just means I'm walking longer. That's more miles. That's better for both me and Apollo. If I'm gabbing with you and I'm suddenly like, oh my gosh, we did 6 miles today, just walking and blabbing and chit-chatting. Like today will probably be right around 4. Just gabbing and chit-chatting. Whereas when I'm sitting stationary, I'm thinking about, okay, I still have to take Apollo for a walk. I still needed to do this. I still need to do that. Trying to get through that audiobook. Like, I don't know. I'm in a completely different gear when I'm sitting at my crafting table. I either want to be consuming some other content or listening, oftentimes listening to myself doing some edits and stuff, as opposed to filming. But when we're out here, this is kind of my favorite area or favorite environment to chat. So I know it's not everybody's cup of tea to do this as opposed to sit behind the crafting table. But it has really worked for me. I think I've kind of found a niche in like doing these style of just walking and chatting as opposed to diamond painting and chatting. Like I feel like I found my little calling within the community to do stuff like this. And also I think being out like this, there's interaction with others around me too that I can use in the conversation and make a joke about or riff off of or comment on. So you get more, I feel like this is way more, there's just more going on than sitting at the table, which again, I don't mind. And I watch tons of other people's Whippin' Chats, but I will 9.96% of the time prefer to do this over doing a Whippin' Chat. I don't know. I feel like the reason I do them is because I know they are more traditional and they do tend to perform better on my channel. I get more views on a single whip and chat typically than I do on any particular vlog, because I think there's a bigger group of people that are used to that. They're drawn to that. They're searching for that. That term whip and chat is what they're typing in and looking for, and their algorithm's already keyed in on that, as opposed to just vlog, you know? So they tend to perform better. So I will, or if I have something like, I don't know. Honestly, it's whenever the mood strikes. The last one I did is when I came back from my hiatus, because I was like, let me sit down and just talk to everyone about how things have been going. And maybe that's the right setting, is just to kind of be in a quiet space and do that. But my feet want to move. My baby wants to move. And I want to get that done while I also have the opportunity to talk with you all. So this is how it goes. It's so much easier for me to get lost in a walk and get more exercise when I'm gabbing. So I appreciate you coming along with me for that. But we're coming back around to the house now. So I'm going to let you go. That'll be the last question, but probably didn't answer quite as many as I would have liked to, but as long as we keep not only covering the new ones, but chipping away at the old ones, we're making forward progress. So if I ever end a video and we haven't gotten through current comments, then you better call me out. So yeah, all right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. And hey, if you like this channel, you like listening to me gab, and you wouldn't mind if it happens in other places, check out Coaster Pursuit. I'm going to always plug my second channel because I'm proud of it, and I do think you would take some sort of semblance of joy out of it. So I would appreciate you showing me some love over there, and I'll put a link in the description. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye.